Welcome to another video from EarnPed.com. I am Stevie B. Happy to have you all with me today as we check out the very first look at the new Summer Mayhem Assault Instance 2024 that just opened up. Guys, this is going to be a banger. I'm really super duper excited. This instance has a lot of mechanics and strategies that we have not seen in a lot of other instances. I'm going to have to run through it very quickly. I'm going to have to throw a lot of information at you, but it is an absolutely amazing instance. And I'm already having a ton of fun just going through it to be properly prepared to show you guys. So guys, before we jump into the instance, I have very, very exciting news I've been waiting to tell you guys. You know, you guys are my core community of friends and supporters who have been there with me through this journey we call Entropia Universe. You guys have been there to support me and help me through this journey with this thing we call YouTube, from when I was a brand new YouTuber to today. It's because of you guys that I've learned how YouTube works and how we can incrementally make things better. Well, guys, I've got very, very exciting news. We are launching a brand new YouTube channel that will be coming in the next couple of days. Vintage Pokemon card values. It is already up. It is already in pre-production and pre-launch. You can find the channel right now if you simply search on YouTube for @Vintage Pokemon Card Values. Also, there will be a link down in the description below. And I want to do something special for you guys, since you guys have been my core community that has helped me through this journey on YouTube. If you go over to this new channel right now and subscribe while we're still in pre-launch, while we're still doing pre-production, while we're getting this thing off the ground, you guys are going to get something that nobody else will never have the opportunity to get again, and that is a special VIP status as my core Entropia community. So if you go over there and subscribe right now, you guys will qualify for special giveaways, special promotions, and special discounts that nobody else will ever be able to qualify for ever again. Guys, I am very, very excited about this channel. It's going to be all about vintage Pokemon cards. Where can we get them? How can we get them cheaper? How can we increase the value of our collection? How can we flip more efficiently? How can we take advantage of arbitrage deals? And we're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff. There's going to be live streams. We're going to be busting open sealed vintage booster packs. We're going to be breaking open sealed vintage booster boxes. And we're going to be doing a lot of other really cool stuff that I'm so excited about. And this is only possible because you guys have helped me through this journey I have called YouTube. So click the link in the description below, or simply search in the YouTube search bar for @Vintage Pokemon Card Values. Get subscribed to the channel now while we're in pre-development, pre-launch, and getting everything ready for our big day. And you guys will automatically get that special VIP status as my core Entropia community that nobody else will ever get. You guys have been there through thick and thin, even when the haters wanted to hate, even when they wanted to throw shade our way, and we really appreciate it, and we're really excited about this new channel. We think you guys are going to absolutely love it. So guys, without further ado, we're getting ready to go in and run the new Summer Assault Mayhem instance. Now, this instance makes you think fast and move fast and be fast, so I'm not going to have a lot of time to stop while I'm doing it. So do me a favor, if going through this instance with me helps you out and helps you to do it more effectively, pound those buttons. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course hit that bell icon to be notified whenever we post brand new content. So guys, without further ado, let's jump right into it. Summer Assault 2024, baby. Let's do it. Hit B as in boy on your keyboard. Go to Global Instances. Does not matter what planet you are on. We're going to pick Summer Assault, View, Register, and let's do it. Get it. Now guys, it's very important that you know this is going to go fast. This has a lot of mechanics and a lot of strategy that requires us to just go through it. So I'm going to run through it with you as best as I can, and then afterward we will go back and talk about a little bit of the strategy and mechanics a little bit more in depth. So this is the starter area. As long as we're here, we're good. There's no special debuffs or anything. until we get past this Force Nexus force field. Once we pass that point, we've got to move and keep moving. Now in the starter area, we have the Force Nexus stone that will allow us to pick what stage we want to run and to start running. Once we click that stone and take off, we got to keep going. Now when we very first come in, before we even click this stone, a mission dialog will pop up about the mission. It will show you all 25 stages and the rewards. It says at the top, do not abandon this mission. Guys, whatever you do, do not abandon it. Now when you click OK and you accept it, it will come up over here and it says Summer Mayhem Assault. You can hit the X right here, that's fine, so that you're no longer tracking it. But just be aware that it has to be active in your mission log. Whatever you do, do not deactivate this mission in your mission log. Personally, my advice to you, if you want to keep running this mission, whether you want to progress through all 25 stages or do a lot of repeat stages, just simply leave it on your screen right here and keep tracking it. Don't touch it after you accept it. Now guys, if we turn around behind us, there is a sleeper right here. This is the exit from the instance if you get in here and decide you would just like to teleport out. Now this is a timed instance. We have 20 minutes to run it. We want to use that time effectively and efficiently, and sometimes that's going to mean stopping for a moment mid-instance. However, if we complete it in the requisite amount of time, we will move on to the next stage. If we do not and time runs out, we can keep finishing out this stage, we just won't be able to progress to the next one. You can progress through the stages, or you can go back and repeat stages as you see fit. You can keep looting those boxes and mayhem tokens and stuff like that from the mobs in the instance, but you will only get the reward for completing the stage one time as you progress through the chain. So guys, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, as soon as I take off into here, there is going to be a overheat debuff that is going to apply. So I have to try and stay in shaded areas to mitigate that. Let's get to it. We're going to do stage 1. Notice it pops up down here on my right as I enter. Mayhem Assault. Notice the debuff is already active. Phase 1, kill mutants. I've got 1 down. I've got 2 down. I've got 3 down. 4 down. Get it. Notice it's showing me where to go over here. Continue. 5 down. Notice that debuff is growing. 6 down. And now I'm in a shaded area. I want to stand here for a minute if I can. This will help this debuff go away. And there it is. Debuff is gone. And now I have killed enough mutants, I can destroy the Force Nexus stone. So now I've got to find the stones. First stone, right here in the center. Take it down. Next stone, up here to my right. Take it down. Now I've got to destroy the force field. Notice I'm overheating again. We're going to have a pop-up. It's going to give us a potential buff, debuff, or both. We're just going to go ahead and accept. I got 3% might. It changes every single time you run it. Here's a crystal over here. Again, it could be a buff, could be a debuff, could be both. I'm going to accept it. No idea what it does. Don't have time to read it right now. And now I've got to kill more mutants. Now I'm going to kill some more mutants. And then it's going to have another thing that's going to pop up down here on my right that's going to say destroy more Force Nexus stones. So killing some mutants here. That debuff's racking up. Luckily, I've got my buffs and debuffs from the crystal as well. Running my way through here as best as I possibly can. And notice I'm blocked. And what do I got to do? I got to go up high. So I'm going to turn over here. I'm going to get on this rock. And I'm going to climb. I'm going to run these rocks, hopefully without falling. Debuff's still racking up. Get over here. Jump down. I've still got to kill some more mutants. I'm only at 5 out of the 10 that I need. 50% there. Kill 5 more mutants. And then I've got to find the Force Nexus stones. Now, if you want to look for Force Nexus stones, look for the purple Force Nexus glare. That is a good way to figure out kind of where they are. Okay, now I can destroy the stones. There's one up there, so I got to get up there. While trying to avoid these mutants, climb up here. Try and get up here if I can. Find the stone. Destroy the stone. I'm going to go over to this tree over here. I'm going to run on this tree, if I can. Again, I'm going to take down some mutants to keep my damage low. You have to keep shooting as you go. Got to keep moving, got to keep moving. Get it? Alright, let's get on the tree. Get it, get it, get it. Do it to it. And destroy the stone. And bam, gate's down. Now there's a boss, a level 10 boss. To get through the gate, we've got to destroy the gate. How do we destroy this gate? By destroying this boss. Boss down, go through the gate. Get it, do it to it. Will another buff / debuff pop up? Yes, we're going to accept. We're going to keep on running. This time I'm going to veer over here to the right. Killing more mutants. Debuff racking up. Damage taken increased by 30%. Reload time decreased by 30%. Well, I guess it says reload increased by 30%. I don't know if that means that I actually shoot faster or slower. I'm assuming slower. Reload time increased by 30%, which means I shoot slower. We're in here. There's another crystal up here. We're going to take down that mutant. We're going to jump up here. We're going to try and hit this crystal, see if it gives us a buff or a debuff. We're going to take it, whatever it was. It was haste. Not sure what that does. A lot of these cancel out, and they change every time. Now, guys, in here it gets complicated. We need to note where the stones are. There's a Force Nexus stone. Notice it's protected. Boss is going to be in the middle. Or no, I'm sorry. That's one more away. There's a Force Nexus stone right here, too. So they're right there and right there. We're going to have to take out both of those, but we got to kill the mutants first. We're not to the boss yet. Boss is next. So we got to kill the 10 mutants. This is the third time. There's another crystal right there. If you see these spots, this is where the crystal can be, in these little coves. Now the crystals do move, so in addition to the buffs moving and changing on you, the crystals will move position as well, it seems. The Force Nexus stones seem to be stationary. So we're going to destroy Force Nexus stone here. We're going to destroy the other Force Nexus stone over here. And now we got to get through the gate. Now this time we got to kill the Mulmuns that are next to this level 10 Mulmun before his shield will deactivate. Now notice he's doing range damage. We cannot kill him until we take down these Mulmuns around him. That will deactivate his shield. And now we're going to take him down. Notice the shield's only down temporarily. Alright, and that lets us through. Now we're going to try and hit our FAP a couple of times. Just FAP up real quick. Again, if you have a chance to stop in a shaded area and keep that overheat buff from growing, you want to do that. We're going to continue on. Accept Fury. Not sure if it's a buff or a debuff, but don't have time to worry about it right now. And here we are, boss is in the middle. He does range damage. He has a shield. In order to take him down, we've got to get his shield deactivated, which we do by taking down Force Nexus stones. In order to take down the stones, we've got to get their shields down, which means killing Mulmuns as we go. Now he's going to start doing range damage. We also need to try and locate the stones, which should mainly be around him in a circular pattern right here. So notice his shield is up. Killing some Mulmuns. And here's a stone. Its shield is still up. Can't do... Oh, nope, it's down. Okay, so now we've got the shield down on the first stone. We're going to run over here. We're going to start doing damage to the boss. We're going to damage him as much as we can before his shield reactivates. It will reactivate at certain points. And now I've got to kill more Mulmuns. Here's a special Assault Mulmun that just popped on me. Now the boss is still stationary. I'm going to take down this Force Nexus stone. More damage to the boss. Shield's back up. Got to kill more Mulmuns. Got to try and avoid the boss's attacks. The boss does not move, but he does those ranged attacks. And it seems that every time I damage the boss, whenever his shield goes back up, one of these level 10 spawns. Got to kill more Mulmuns. All right, let's find that next Force Nexus Stone. Can we find it? There it is. Get it. And more damage to the boss now. Now you only have so long to do damage to him before that shield comes back up on him. And if you do a certain amount of damage to him, the shield automatically respawns as well. So that's why it's going back up so fast for me, because of the DPS that I'm using. Take down this stone. And more damage to the boss now. One more to go. Can we do it? Shield's back up. I want to get out of his way. I want to take down this level 10 right here. Should have taken the loot pill before I came in here. Can I pull this off? Let's get somewhere where we can get some fapping done. How about that? Get out of the damage range. If we can. Killed some Mulmuns. Let's see if I can do some fapping real quick. I've got to find that last Force Nexus Stone. I got turned around. I'm not sure where it is. Get it. Come on. We can do this. There it is right there. Can we take it down? Yes, we took it down. Now can we take the boss down before shield reactivates? Bam! Got it. Stage complete. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Alright, now, guys, I'm going to hit this exit teleporter right here, and let's take a moment to go back through what just happened and talk about what we can do to run this more efficiently. So, if you notice, I had to go through and kill the Mulmuns in the first 3 sections in order to lower the shields on the Force Nexus Stones. Once those shields were lowered, which in stage 1 was 10 kills to lower the shields on the Force Nexus Stones, I could shoot the Force Nexus Stones, and then I could take down the gate first by simply shooting the gate. Second time, after I killed the 10 Mulmuns and took down the 2 Force Nexus Stones, then I had to shoot the level 10 Mulmun. That allowed me to pass. And then the third time, I had to kill the 10 Mulmuns. I had to then take down the Force Nexus Stones. And then I had a level 10 Mulmun with 4 Mulmuns pop up around him. I had to kill those 4 Mulmuns specifically to lower the shield on that level 10 Mulmun to take him out. Once I took him out, the third gate finally opened and I could run through. Now, each time I went through a gate, I was given the opportunity to accept or decline a pop-up message. Those messages had either a buff, a debuff, or some combination of buffs and debuffs. I was running through the instance so fast, I did not actually bother to read them. I just kept hitting accept. In addition, there were crystals placed throughout the instance. The crystals, it seems to me, do tend to move every single time you go in. The Force Nexus Stones do not move. They're in the same place. But the crystals seem to move. And you can take out those crystals, and again, either a buff or a debuff will pop up, and you can either accept or decline. And again, I was running so fast, I just kept hitting accept. Now, you might want to go back through and take down notes after your runs as to which buffs popped up, what they did, what they were called. I saw haste, I saw fury, I saw one that increased my critical hit chance by 5%, another one that increased it by 6%. They were called precision something or another. So there are a lot of buffs and debuffs possible, and you can get a buff, a debuff, or both, and that applies when you go through each gate and the pop-up pops up, and the same is true every time you take out a crystal. So depending on what your strategy is, you might want to accept all the buffs that are available or none of the buffs that are available. Take out all the crystals that you can or none of the crystals that you can. Again, a big thing, I didn't have to do it that much because this was only stage 1, but I will have to start slowing down as I go into higher stages. I will have to start standing in the shaded areas to get that debuff of overheating to be mitigated or go completely away. Now, personal opinion, it was not terribly obvious where the areas that were shaded were. One of the big problems I had with this instance is it's very hard to figure out when am I standing in the shade and when am I not. And if you can't figure that out, then you're just standing there hoping the buff is mitigated, but in reality, the buff might continue to grow. Well, you're clearly not in a shaded area. Now, notice the path I ran. The path was a little bit different than what we're used to. I had to start off running a normal path, then I had to go up, then I had to go down, then I had to climb, then I had to jump. It was a more complicated path than what we've seen in previous instances. And then, most importantly, taking down the boss, I had not done that part until just now. I went through it a couple of times before I started shooting the video to make sure I had a good grip on where the route was that I needed to run, but I did not take down the boss till just now. So something very, very important for whenever you run the boss portion of this event. I did have to kill Mulmuns in order to be able to take out the Force Nexus Stones, it seemed. It also seemed that all the Force Nexus Stones were right there in a circular area around the boss. So all I had to do was kill Mulmuns while running around that outer perimeter, taking out those Force Nexus Stones. As I said before, once those Force Nexus Stones have their shields down and you can take it out, then you can start damaging the boss. His shield will go down. You have so much time to be able to inflict damage, and once you reach a certain percent, it seems about 20% damage inflicted, his shield pops right back up. So don't waste a lot of time standing there shooting at him when that shield pops back up, that icon that is just to the right of his health bar that is his shield. Now, it did not seem like I needed to kill 10 Mulmuns to be able to lower the Force Nexus shield to take out the Force Nexus Stone on the stones that were immediately around the boss. To get through the first 3 parts of the instance, I needed 10 kills, then the Nexus Stones. 10 kills, then the Nexus Stones. 10 kills, then the Nexus Stones. At the last area where the boss is, that did not seem accurate. It seemed like it was 1, maybe 2 kills to take out the Force Nexus Stones. And I was doing it so fast, I didn't even stop to test it. I might have just been able to go in, take out the stones, then take out the boss. But be sure that when you're shooting the boss and when you're shooting the Force Nexus Stones, that they're actually taking damage. If you keep seeing the word deflected on the screen, look next to the health bar for the Force Nexus Stone or the boss, and you might find out that the shields pop back up. If it's popped up on the boss, go take out Force Nexus Stones. If it's popped up on the Force Nexus Stones, go take out more Mulmuns. Come back, shoot the stone, then do more damage to the boss. And as a special treat for those of you that have stayed with me to the very end of the video, if you hurry and look on auction, you might be able to snag one of these. This is a regeneration inhibition chip, and this could become very, very, very handy if you get into the higher stages of this instance. Why is that? Well, this is a limited Mind Force chip. They're not super plentiful, but they're not super hard to find. And it decreases regeneration by 5% for 40 seconds. You can use it up to 3 times a minute. So that means if you're in the higher instances where the boss will be regenerating health before you can take out the next Force Nexus Stone, at the very end, if you time it just right before his shield pops back up, you very well could hit him with one of these Regeneration Inhibition Chip Limiteds and decrease his regenerative capabilities by 5% for 40 seconds. That may not mitigate all of his regen, but mitigating any of that boss's regen will save you a ton of headache, especially in those higher stages. That gives you 40 seconds to go take out more Force Nexus Stones to lower his shield again and keep inflicting damage. So guys, I'm going to leave it there for today. Sip, sip, smack, smack. Y'all know the rest. Guys, be sure and check out the new channel we're launching at Vintage Pokemon Card Values here on YouTube. Get over there, subscribe to it while we're still getting the page set up and the content loaded and getting ready for our pre-launch, because you guys, my core community that signs up and subscribes now to the channel, will have that special VIP that nobody else will have. It will save you on promotions, you'll get special discounts, there will be special giveaways, and so much more you will not want to miss. So click the link in the description below, subscribe to the channel now while we're doing the pre-launch, or simply search for @Vintage Pokemon Card Values here on YouTube and get subscribed now to get that VIP status. It will only be available to my core Entropia community. Guys, as always, if this video was helpful, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell icon to be notified when we post new content. That helps us get even more reach to get these videos in front of more people, and people are falling in love with Entropia for the very first time or the first time in a long time, and it's all because you hit those 3 buttons for us and put us on the right side of the YouTube algorithm. Guys, as always, it's been a pleasure. It's been a ton of fun, and I really appreciate you guys being with us through this journey in Entropia and through our journey here on YouTube.